When turning on the Tascam, you note the nice blue ring, which seems to be pretty standard these days. The one oddity, however, is that in order to turn on the phantom power to either input, microphone input, the preamps, is you have to hold one of these two buttons until that locks on. And that's how it's done.
Hello, thanks for tuning in. This is part 2 of my Tascam UH-7000 overview and review, and this time I'm going to be talking about the UI and associated middleware that comes with this device, as well as the microphone preamps. So again, thanks for tuning in. This is a second version of this this production, in that I had forgotten to turn off the monitoring of the microphone in the web camera. So there was this, thanks to Low Nose, he alerted me to that issue. I knew there was something wrong, but I couldn't quite figure it out, and he knew right away where to place the suspect finger. So here we are. As I said, this is part 2. Part 1 wasn't received very well because I digressed and started talking about the various analog connectors that one can find. Due to having run into a number of people who expressed, who really didn't know anything about these kinds of connectors. So I started talking about that, and as I said, it wasn't well received because people expected to get this. so here we are. All right, so let's go to the desktop. Let's see if we can go snappy Reno here, and let's look at the audio performance of this device. And it has an unweighted minus 128 decibel of noise floor, which means it's quite quiet. It has the analog to digital converter dynamic range is 123 decibels A weighted, and the digital to analog converter dynamic range is 123 decibels A weighted. The frequency response of the microphone preamp is 20 hertz to 80 kilohertz. Quite nice, I think. The signal to noise ratio is 117 decibels, and that's the microphone analog to digital. And distortion, again, microphone analog to digital, is only 0.0009%. So there we go. I think in all, from what I understand, that this interface is comparable to preamps costing between $500 and $700, and this thing is at the moment running around $300 US. So I think it's worth probably a look. All right, so just briefly again, there's the multi-track and the stereo mix. The multi-track will allow you to hook this up to a DAW, and then all the different tracks are sent separately to your DAW. In the stereo mix mode, everything in the mixer here is down mixed to stereo and sent out of the master left-right here. And you'll note here while we're here that there is this triangle, glowing triangle, and that is letting you know also that the compressor is turned on, and I can turn on the noise suppressor, de-esser, exciter, EQ, limiter, and low cut. Those, because we're running at 44.1, we're allowed to send 2 of those, and if I turn on the reverb, it shuts off one of those. So I can turn on the low cut and the reverb and so on. So let's look at the effects in a bit more detail. So we'll turn the compressor back on, and here are the effects. So this is the compressor. I have this set for speech, which means it has a very fast attack, very fast release, very slight gain, low threshold, and a low ratio. This ratio could actually probably be brought down to 2.5, maybe 2 even, but there we are. Here's the noise suppressor. Now when I turn this on, it obviously turns off the compressor because we're only allowed to send one main effect at that. It's just an idiosyncrasy of this device. I wish we could do more, but so it goes. So this is the noise suppressor, and there's a threshold of 80 decibels, which is normal threshold, I would think. And I guess these things are sort of self-explanatory. We can add the reverb, and this is the Plate Studio Live Room Hall. Hall Room Live Studio Plate. And moving on to the de-esser. The de-esser, blah, 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 I'm not really sure how effective these things are. I do know I think it sort of flattens the voice a little bit. That's just from what I understand. Not something I really use. I really just like the compressor myself. So let's try this with the reverb. We have plate, studio, live, room, hall. And moving on to the exciter. Exciting. Oh, it's so exciting. High-end gloss and gleam. Oh, it's so wonderful. Now let's try that with the reverb in hall, in room, in live. It's alive. Excuse me. Studio, plate. And we turn that off. Now the EQ. This is, I've set this EQ, oops, not even turned on, there, now it's turned on. I've set this EQ to mimic the curve of the Neumann TLM 103, which is got a very flat frequency response curve outside of the I think 4 to 7 kilohertz, something like that. So if I turn that just like this, that should flatten it out almost completely, I think. So like so. But again, I think this equalizer does sort of flatten it a little bit there. So then the low, I think we can raise the low, gain the low, add the low. So it gives you a little gain there, frequency. I wonder if I get a little chesty now. Chesty. Let's see. I'll leave it there for now and add some reverb. So that's the plate. Studio, live. Room. Hall. Turning that off. And now the limiter and low cut. I think I explained that before. And for some reason, this cannot. It's just fixed. I don't even know why they bothered with a dial. Maybe turn it off like this and then turn it. Nope, doesn't work. Oh well. So then again, we turn the reverb, and then we have hall, room, live, studio, plate. Turning off the reverb, turning off this, going back to the compressor because I like the compressor. I can't remember if I used the reverb with the compressor. Let's try it. Plate. This is the compressor with the plate. This is the compressor with the studio. This is the compressor with live. In a live environment. This is the compressor in a room. And this is the compressor in a hall. Haha. And now we're just straight at the compressor again. And there you have it. Can't really think of anything too much because I'm kind of upset because I'm going to have to redo everything, and I've already had lots of nice comments and things about this first production, and it's just, I feel like such a terrible failure all of a sudden. Sigh. Right, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing because we have been told that subscribers are very necessary, and you are. You are extremely necessary. If you are seeing this and you're not signed in and you don't have a YouTube account, please consider that because it gives you the opportunity to like and subscribe and also create playlists, lists of videos, and of course gives you the right to create your own content. So please join us. Thanks very much. Bye for now.